Feeric Fashion Week, for some days, we were very pleased in general. Your hospitality and main idea of your work and your team. We have very pleasure remembering about this time. That's why we decided to talk about you and about Fashion Week more, to know. And I have never heard before about Feeric Fashion Week.
Wow. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for accepting our invitation, because I believe that if we all put our efforts in common, we can help change the industry, which has had some struggles, and I think there is a lot of space to improve everything, but only if we put all our efforts together. So by accepting our invitation, I think we started a very good collaboration, which I hope it will go on in the future also.
Yes, it's absolutely was amazing meeting in time, and I do hope that together we really can do something very important for industry and world in general. So, and about you are so young, and already you are vice president of the greatest fashion week in Eastern Europe. You the editor of Sean. It was really surprised me. And you are involved in the number of very serious fashion projects. And what about you? What about your background? How it became possible? Possible.
If you think now I'm young, wait to hear that I started when I was 13. I started to work in the fashion industry, and I felt in love with it. But I always wanted to do more, you know. I mean, I started to work as a model, and I was traveling the world, and I made a lot of connections, and I got to see how it's the fashion industry, but more from in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But always I was wanting to be in the back of the camera, where the hard work takes place. I don't know. I mean, behind it, I feel more. It's more my field, you know. Like I have a voice. I like to have a voice in the industry. Being a model really helped me, like, establish all these connections and travel the world, and it was very nice. But then I started to work in Feeric, because I'm originally from Sibiu, where Feeric takes place, and Mitiki, the president of Feeric Fashion Week, invited me there, like, to be part of the event. He saw that I like to work a lot. The first year, he gave me some small tasks, like if I could take care of the models, if I can be the casting director. And year after year, he was upgrading my tasks and my positions, you know, like from casting director to backstage coordinator. And in the end, I was named vice president. They say hard work pays off, and it sure does. So working in the project with the team, we started also to develop other ideas as we aim to change the fashion industry. We all think the same. We want to change the fashion industry for the good and for the better. And with this team, we also developed other projects, because we would like not only to offer to the designers the fashion shows, we would like to offer them the opportunity to have everything. Like, for example, that's why we started also Modic magazine, which is an international fashion magazine, so we can offer also exposure for the designers. And then it's like, you know, Feeric, I like to say it's like an octopus. It's like the nucleum of
Yes, exactly.
but it developed a lot of other projects, like the fashion magazine. And also we wanted to develop the, let's say, maybe the business side, because every designer, okay, they are interested in exposing and showcasing their work, but at the end of the day, they want to sell. I mean, everybody wants to sell their work and everything. So
Yes.
we came up with, I will just mention in few words another project of ours. We wanted to do an e-commerce in order to help these designers to sell their works. Also because there are a lot of talented emerging designers that are still students, or they have a small fashion brand, but they have the chance to get to be known by the public. So we said, okay, let's also offer this exposure to them in order to sell. But then the struggle came because we didn't want to be another e-commerce. I mean, we are aiming to do things in a sustainable way as much as we can. So we wanted to create an idea of how you can do an e-commerce without being like one of the million e-commerces that there are on the planet. So basically, what's happening with this platform is that the consumers, if they want to purchase something from these designers, which are creating with sustainable fabrics or unique, I don't know, innovation things, we are offering discounts to the consumers in exchange of their vintage clothes. So, for example,
Amazing idea.
like you would like to buy something from a designer because you know how it's like to invest in the young talents and everything. Of course, their prices are not like the fast fashion prices, but we are offering, I'll give you a basic example for 20% discount. We offer it if you give us 5 kilograms of old clothes that you don't wear, because we all know that in the back of the wardrobe you have those clothes that you will never touch. And with that clothes that we are getting from the customers, we developed a brand, which is an upcycled fashion brand called Huldra, which you also saw maybe in Feeric showcasing. So it's actually everything circular, because we aim with everything, also with Feeric, with the magazine, with Upholdist, to educate not only the designers, but also the consumers, because they go hand in hand, you know. So yeah, I mean, that's how I started. I think it was also the greatest connection, because me and my team, we have the same goals, the same principles. We work very good together, and they gave me the opportunity to really do something in the fashion industry. And we think alike. So we just had to put everything, you know, our ideas in order, and that's how I started. And about the magazine, and about the fact of being an editor for Sean and also an editor-in-chief of Modic magazine, is because of my love for writing. I was studying journalism.
Really?
Yeah, I studied journalism. I graduated journalism in Sibiu. And first I started with a blog. Actually, that's how my activity started, because with the team, they said, okay, we are doing so many things. You are traveling a lot. Let's put everything in a blog. You know, that's how also my personal account, let's say, like the Instagram, started to become a bit more popular, because people were interested in my activities. And you know, I just loved to write, and then all these ideas came. I was writing for small magazines, I was doing some articles, and then being always around for the fashion weeks in Milan, London, Paris. I got Raul from Sean magazine. It's a friend of ours, always coming at Feeric, so I was covering for their magazine. And I just loved writing, and I was writing until I became also the editor-in-chief of Modic magazine. I mean, it's all connected. I can say I'm lucky to be able to do what I love in the industry that I love on any field, like for the magazine, for the designers, for Feeric, for everything.
Thank you so much. And it was so unpredictable about journalism. I'm really impressed about your way in general, but journalism is especially. Tanya, finally, I know who we have to invite for fashion communication lectures for fashion students.
By the way, that might be a good idea, yeah.
Yes, I think that it's necessary to do something like international lectures for our students, for your students on UFEG platform, and it would be absolutely necessary and impossible to get by another way your information, because every often students even don't understand how it's important to have correct communication with magazines. Absolutely, they don't know how to write, how to be interested for editor-in-chief, and so on, so on. So I'm absolutely sure that you have so huge background for students that
Yeah,
they
actually,
would be happy.
We started already, and that's a very good idea. We would like, because later on I will get into the Feeric Hub and what it aims and what are our goals. But we actually started to go at universities to lecture the students, to talk like one by one with them. We've already been in all the universities in Romania before Feeric. And we started also to go in Bulgaria, in Greece, and we would like to cover all our area of interest and to come meet the students and talk with them and put all our resources for their development, because we understood that there are lots of designers, but they need to be educated young, because of course, even after even after pandemic, but for sure in pandemic, there are so many talented designers, but they're losing their way because they wake up and they say, "Oh, I want to be the next John Galliano or the next, I don't know."
Yes, but time has changed. World don't need another Galliano.
They don't understand all the steps. I mean, there were so many, for example, I know in Romania that were like, they had big brands. First, they had the impression that they can do it all. They can be also designers, also accounting, also marketing manager, also social media manager. And they were losing their creativity. I always say that if you want to be a designer, you need to let the people that are studying their pieces, you know, like marketing, accounting, do their job so you can focus on creativity. And like this, you can have a fashion brand. But if you're doing it all, you're going to lose the passion. And I've seen so many fashion brands just like gone, you know, like during pandemic, they went to work for Zara, they went to work for H&M, and they gave up everything. So I think we need to invest more in the education of these students, because they are going to be the future generation of designers. So we need to keep them young, you know, because we cannot, I mean, we could still educate the designers that are already in the market, but it would be good to start with the young generation. And if we put everything together, I mean, you as university, you teach them the skills and everything, how to develop a business or something. And we can come from the other side to put all our experiences, team to work for them.
Actually, from side of real life, because in the university it's unfortunately not real life. But when you come in and explaining real things, how does it work in general in industry? It's very, very important for them, and really you make
all the steps. There are steps, and they need to understand. It's okay. It's very important to be creative. Very important. but you need to know how to have a business if you want to succeed. And of course, you need support. That's why we want to offer all our support. That's why we invited young students. That's why we don't ask for money in order to offer them the show, because we want to invest in them. They will be the future designers that will, I don't know, maybe change the industry. Thanks God.
Yes, sure. This knowledge and possibilities is priceless for them. And how long Feeric Fashion Week does exist?
Oh, well, Feeric started 16 years ago. It was just a one-day event. We started it in the small square of Sibiu, and it was like one night event. Some local designers showcasing there, and year after year it started to develop and to grow. And after its 7th edition, it started to become popular internationally. And a lot of international designers were coming to showcase in Feeric because of what we were offering, also in terms of unique locations that you've seen. It's a
very beautiful place. Amazing.
So a lot of we were creating all these unique shows that, for example, I don't know, if you go, this is like an insight that I always like to make a comparison. If you go to the fashion weeks in London, Milan, Paris, you get to the show and it's starting already. Maybe they recreate a factory, I don't know, a forest in a factory, but it's still a factory. They just recreated the forest there, and then the show is over. You're running to another place. So we wanted to offer the real experience, like to take the public in the forest, in a proper forest, and to give them that feeling that it's not just a fashion show that is going to end and you have to take the Uber and run to the other one. You need to discover the place and also like create synergies, stay with the people there, discover the beauty around, feel that you're part of the fashion show. You're not just, I don't know, a robot that is going to take some pictures to post them on social media and the show is over. So we were using all the resources that the city had to offer, and year after year we were coming with more crazy locations that they were not common for a fashion show, you know, like the airport or the train platform or a fashion show on the lake. The models were coming with the boats. Like everything was unique because we wanted to also offer this experience to the guests and to the designers. And this also got the attention of the international press that named us the most creative week in the world.
Thank you so much. Now I understand. When I came to Sibiu, I understood why you asked me to show a collection as fast as possible, because it's necessary to find a correct location. And I don't know. Okay, I know some part of location which could be for Fashion Week, but when I came to Sibiu, I understood why you asked me, because location were really very different and absolutely amazing. And after our show, for example, lots of people told us, "Oh, so beautiful location, so exactly correctly with your idea, cyber angel, and in general, so holistic feeling." Now I understand.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, but also like we are trying to match the collections with some locations, but sometimes there's also surprises. Like, for example, there was a designer from Spain. He was creating flamenco dresses. You know how they look.
Yes.
And he chose a location which was a skate park. Had nothing to do, like flamenco dresses with skate park. But the result, it was like a juxtaposition, you know, it was like two different stories, but combined. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Like the flamenca dresses were on the catwalk, and there were skaters jumping around with skateboards, with bicycles. So in the end, it was a very cool idea, you know, like to mix these two different stories to have a great result.
So I had a question. So what was the main idea of Feeric Fashion Week? But now I already understood. If you would like to add something, you're welcome. If you don't, I think that Tanya already would like to ask something.
Yeah. But I will actually I will change the questions 3 and 5, the order, okay, if you don't mind, because I think now. Yeah, because I understand that now, like when you're talking about Feeric Fashion Week, and yes, unfortunately I couldn't go there, but I saw all the videos and pictures, and it looked amazing.
Was in touch every time with us.
I
yes.
hope I will manage to go next time. But anyway, like if we talk about the team that works on organizing the whole event, I can imagine that like how big that is. Can you tell a little bit about this? Like how many people are involved in this? And is it difficult for you to manage this huge team of people? And maybe what's the most difficult?
Well, there are around 200 people involved that are working tirelessly during those days. Consider that there are 3 or 4 days of shows. With around 7 or 8 shows per day. There are also other events like conferences, master classes, editorial shootings. Like the event takes place on many other days except the after the show days, before or after the show days. There are around 200 people that are working in the Feeric team, and some of them are working from one edition to the other, as we always want to find ways to improve everything and to grow each year. In terms of quality, but also in terms of the shows that we can produce. Because there are also like a lot of we are focused in creating exceptional in our fashion week. There are more than 20 different outdoor and indoor locations. So they all need like, I don't know, people that are not part of the team maybe, but they are people that we are working with all the year. If we put all the people together that are working, they are like more than 200 professionals. Because like, I don't know, our fashion week is also unique in terms of the feeling. Actually, we even created this hashtag, I don't know if you saw it, which is called Feel Feeric, because everybody comes there just for the feeling, you know, they like to work there. They are like people that, for example, work, I don't know, in any other field like telecommunications or I don't know, something that has nothing to do with the fashion industry, but they are so involved in our project that they are taking 3 days from their job just to come there because they, I don't know, developed a love for the fashion industry and they want to be a part. It's a massive work, I'm not going to lie. I mean, there are me and Mitiki and some other people from the team. We never stop. I mean, we start to work for the next edition even before the edition that is taking place. So we started to work for the 2024 edition before the 2023 was taking place, because there are always things that we want to improve, and there are always new ideas, and especially now when we want to go more in the educational side. And I know you already know about Feeric Fashion Hub and its goals. So yeah, there are like things that we want to change, and that's why we created this this Feeric Fashion Hub. So we always find ways to improve our work and to make it better. And yeah, I can say that our mission, I mean, not mine or like all the people's mission, is to change perspectives of both creators and markets in order to make them meet in a balanced context, let's say. So we are quite a lot of people with the same goals, and yeah, we work from one edition to the others.
Okay.
Nice, amazing. And what about the participants? Who now can be participant in Feeric Fashion Week, and how? Who and how can
Designers,
participate?
right?
Yes, designers, yes. Is it invitation only, or is the application a selection process, for example?
So first, let me make like a short introduction of Feeric Fashion Hub, so you will understand.
Okay.
So basically, the failing economy and poor education could easily lead to chaos. We understood it. So people priorities change, and it becomes harder for creatives to prevail over basic needs. The young unexperienced creators are the most affected ones, but that's why we created this hub, because we want to offer them our support and consulting for a smoother entry in the industry and for a cleaner and faster establishing strategy. So basically all our data, resources, expertise will be at the Feeric Fashion Hub members' disposal. We have a lot of, we have in the project a production company, a media conglomerate, a consulting PR agency. We are having a worldwide net of PhD holders and highly qualified professionals that will all put their efforts to educate these students. So we started this Feeric Fashion Hub, which is aiming to make some changes in the industry in 3 years. And we proposed ourselves to influence 5 big territories like Eastern Europe, Central Asia, North Africa, and the Balkans. We are happy that we succeeded yet in the first year to enter in contact with all these resources in more than 20 countries. So this is what we are aiming to do with Feeric Fashion Hub. Then, because of this, we would like to offer some shows. This is how I'm going to answer to your questions. In order to help support these students, we are going to offer some shows for the universities involved in our project. There are more than 300 universities. And we would like to find the students or a collective group of students that we would like to invest in. And we are offering them the show and all our resources because they are part of our Feeric Fashion Hub. Except that there also are some packages for designers that want to showcase in Feeric Fashion Week. So there are 2 ways. Either you're a student and you are a member of the Feeric Fashion Hub and we are like working together through our educational program, or you're just a designer that wants to purchase a package and you get the show and the exposure that we offer, like not only the show, but editorials, interviews, articles, press, and everything.
It looks amazing, and on the one hand, 16 years, it's lots of years, but on the other, so huge job already done and a lot of plan ahead. And speaking about today, what do you think the biggest achievement you and your team which you're proud of?
Well, I think the biggest one is understanding that it's an extremely important factor to be so influential in all this region. I think this is one of the most important achievements for us, that we are influential here, and being so strong also comes with a responsibility, and we are assuming our investment in changing the industry. I mean, we worked hard, and as I said before, it pays off. We now can say that we can influence all this region, and all our credits are recognized. But this also comes with a huge responsibility, which we really take it seriously in order to invest in changing the industry. There are also, of course, a lot of things that we did during the years, like becoming the first fashion week that signed with International Human Society, which is aiming to ban the use of fur. And we signed our partnership with them, and also the brand that we developed, Huldra, that I told you before. It's part of this initiative, which is also huge for us, because we would like to help. We would like to be more sustainable as possible. So for us, this is like a very big step to be the first fashion week signing the deal with Human International Society, and to ban the use of fur in our fashion week. Then we are proud of every edition that we are making, and the fact that it's growing year after year. But the biggest achievement, and I can say it like most proudly of the team, it's what we managed to do in Feeric, but also in the hub, and to see how it's growing, and to see that it's raising more and more interest. You know, like we are talking about a lot of countries involved, and we said first that we will do this project for 3 years, that we want to influence all these countries. And from the first year, we had more than 20 countries. So it was a very, very good start. And I hope things will even get better in the third year.
Yes, it's really amazing achievement.
And when did you start the Fashion Hub? What year did you start the Fashion Hub?
So this is the first year that we said.
Okay. I thought it has already been for 3 years. Okay. So it's the first year. Nice.
No, this was the first year. That's why, like, our goals were for 3 years to become huge. But from the first year, we all been in contact, and we got these resources from more than 20 countries already.
Oh, sounds interesting.
Yes. In October, we will be in touch with all these universities, and we want to go even to their colleges to talk with the students, because it will be, of course, online, like everybody can be a member of the hub, but human interaction is very important. So we would like to also, like, besides the master classes and everything that we will put at their disposal, we will also want to go and talk with them and having lectures there. So that's why I said your idea was very good at coming and talking with the students.
Yes, I'm going to talk more correctly with Tanya, and after that to write you about it, because it really inspires me. Yes. So, and as for young designers, if you could give a message to inspire young designers, what would it be?
To come feel Feeric.
It's obviously it's a good start, actually.
I would encourage them to understand that there is a lot of work, and if they're willing to put up the work, there's place for anyone in this industry. They just need to educate themselves if they want to succeed. I mean, we all need education. I'm talking about the fashion industry, also as designers, also as professionals, also as consumers. Like, if we want to change it, we need to educate ourselves. And a huge responsibility is on the shoulders of designers as well. Yeah, I think I encourage them to come feel a Feeric, because that's why we are struggling to put all our efforts to help them and to make them succeed in the industry.
Tanya?
Yes, I have one more question. I know that it might be a little bit early to ask, but are there any other project or maybe initiatives that you're planning to undertake? Or what are the plans for the next Feeric Fashion Week?
Well, so the next project, we are just waiting to come to an end with the first year of achievements, and to make it bigger, like the second year, which will be the next year, and the third year. This is actually now where all our efforts are going, in developing the Feeric Fashion Hub for the students. Of course, we are already working for the next edition, and we want to have all these spectacular locations, and to make it even bigger, like even more shows, more designers, because they all deserve a chance to showcase their work. There's so many talented designers, and this is like the upcoming goals that we are setting. Besides this, of course, we are working also for the next printed edition of Embodied magazine, and like, everything happens so spontaneous, because we plan to travel in all this area of interest in all the countries that are on our list. So it's going to be a busy year.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I'm sure that each will come with another project or idea, because we understood, and this is the most important lesson, we understood that every time we have to develop and maybe change the strategy, or I don't know, change something in order to become better. So yeah, we are looking forward already for the next edition, and for meeting the future generations of designers.
Yes, and I think the whole idea of educating them, that's something that really inspires. Yeah.
Exactly.
We understood that we have to start from the beginning. Like, if we want to change something, we have to start with the education, both of designers, both of consumers. If we have education, and we can fight the fast fashion, we can fight whatever we want to fight.
Yeah.
Amazing plans. So, thank you so much for your time and for such interesting talk. And every time when I listen to you, I understand how it's really to change the world if you, for example, believe and work hard. And when we are together, it's really to do something.